Uttar Pradesh's Sitapur district, within the jurisdiction of the Rampur police station, lies the village of Palpar. It was the morning of May 11th, 2024. A family residing there faced a tragedy that shocked the entire community. Ajit Singh, a member of the family, stepped out of his house at 5 a.m., sobbing uncontrollably. He hurried to his uncle's nearby home, knocking frantically on the door. When his uncle opened it, Ajit could barely speak through his tears, repeating the same haunting words. "Uncle, Anurag has ended everything. He has killed everyone." Alarmed, his uncle, neighbors, and family members rushed to Ajit's house. Upon arrival, they were met with a horrifying sight. Outside the home, Anurag's 3 children lay lifeless: his 12-year-old daughter, his 9-year-old daughter, and his 4-year-old son. They ventured inside, only to uncover more devastation. On the first floor, the bodies of Savitri Devi, Anurag's mother, and Ajit's elder brother, Anurag, lay in a blood-soaked room. Moving to the terrace, they found Anurag's wife, Priyanka, also deceased. As they returned downstairs, they found Anurag's lifeless body in his room. Ajit, distraught, recounted the events to the gathered neighbors and family. He explained that the previous night, Anurag had come home intoxicated and caused a disturbance. By 4 a.m., driven by rage, he killed Priyanka first, then his mother Savitri Devi, and finally his 3 children, throwing their bodies off the terrace. Everyone stood in shock, but amidst the grief, someone noticed faint signs of life in Anurag's youngest daughter and 4-year-old son. A desperate attempt was made to save them. However, due to a lack of transportation, precious time was lost. The children succumbed to their injuries on the way to the hospital. The police arrived shortly after and launched their investigation. In his initial statement to the police, Ajit reiterated the horrific sequence of events. When asked how he survived, Ajit revealed that he had hidden in his room during the attack and managed to escape at dawn to raise the alarm. The children clung to life, sparking a desperate race against time to save them. Frantic efforts were made to find transportation, but delays plagued the rescue, precious minutes ticking by. After a half-hour struggle, a vehicle was finally arranged, and the children were rushed toward the hospital. Tragically, fate had other plans. Their fragile lives slipped away en route, leaving behind heartbreak and unanswered questions. As the shock settled over the village, the police arrived and launched their investigation. Ajit Singh, visibly shaken, recounted a harrowing tale. He claimed that his elder brother, Anurag, had returned home drunk the night before, igniting chaos within the family. By 4 a.m., Anurag's rage had turned deadly. Ajit described how his brother first killed his wife, Priyanka, then their mother, Savitri Devi, and finally his 3 children. When questioned about his survival, Ajit revealed he had hidden in his room during the horrific events, escaping only at dawn to alert the neighbors. Anurag, he said, ended his own life after the massacre. Ajit's account, supported by the initial findings and the neighbors' statements, painted a grim picture of a man driven by alcohol-fueled madness. The media quickly picked up the story, sharing the narrative of a tragic family implosion. But this was far from the end of the story. What happened next would shatter the presumed truth and reveal a web of shocking revelations. In a case where 6 out of 7 family members had been brutally murdered, the real question loomed: who was truly responsible and why? In today's video, we peel back the layers of the Sitapur family murder case, uncovering secrets that will leave you stunned. Let's begin with the family itself. The household had once been led by Virendra Singh, who passed away in 2023. With his death, the responsibility for the family fell to his elder son, Anurag. Virendra's wife, Savitri Devi, lived with their two sons, Anurag and the younger Ajit. Anurag was married to Priyanka, and together they had 3 children, a 12-year-old daughter, a 9-year-old daughter, and a 4-year-old son. Ajit, too, was married to Vibha, with whom he had 2 daughters. On the day of the tragedy, initial investigations revealed that Anurag struggled with a severe alcohol addiction. Neighbors corroborated this, describing his frequent quarrels with his family. That fateful night, intoxicated and out of control, Anurag reportedly argued with his wife, brother, and mother before snapping completely. The evidence pointed to a straightforward conclusion. Anurag's downward spiral led to an unthinkable tragedy. But just as the case seemed closed, a shocking twist emerged. Priyanka's elder brother stepped forward with a formal complaint, claiming that the true killer was not Anurag, but Ajit himself. As the investigation took an unexpected turn, Ajit Singh, the younger brother, emerged as a prime suspect. The police, however, refrained from making any hasty accusations. They delved deeper into the family's past, unearthing revelations that painted Anurag, the elder brother, in a vastly different light than the initial reports suggested. Anurag wasn't always the troubled, alcohol-dependent man described by those around him. Once, he was a beacon of ambition and intelligence. A graduate in agriculture BSc, Anurag had spent 5 years in Delhi preparing rigorously for the civil services exams. Although his dreams of becoming an officer remained unfulfilled, he returned to his village determined to create a new path for himself. Partnering with his father, Anurag revolutionized their farming methods. Through innovation and hard work, he elevated their annual income from $20,000 to an impressive $4,000, earning him respect in the community. His wife, Priyanka, was equally accomplished. A well-educated professional, she held a high-ranking position in an insurance company. Together, they built a life of prosperity, even purchasing a luxurious $100,000 flat in Lucknow. Their 3 children attended prestigious English medium schools, reflecting the family's affluence and aspirations. In stark contrast stood Ajit Singh, a government primary school teacher. Ajit's financial reality was much humbler. Most of his modest salary went toward managing his health. Ajit was a heart patient, and the education of his 2 daughters. His wife, Vibha, was a homemaker, further limiting their financial stability. While Anurag's family flourished, Ajit's household grappled with constraints. This glaring financial disparity didn't go unnoticed. Could envy or frustration over his brother's success have planted a seed of resentment in Ajit's heart? The police couldn't rely on speculation alone, but their suspicions deepened when a crucial piece of evidence surfaced: the post-mortem report. It revealed chilling details that contradicted Ajit's earlier statements and raised unsettling questions. Ajit had claimed that Anurag came home drunk that fateful night, had a heated argument, and went to bed. But according to Ajit's version, something far more sinister happened. Ajit claimed that Anurag woke up at 4 a.m. and murdered everyone in the house. However, the post-mortem report unearthed a horrifying contradiction. The actual time of death for Priyanka, Savitri Devi, Anurag, and the children was between 2 and 2:30 a.m., hours before Ajit's timeline. This glaring inconsistency immediately raised suspicions. When the police pressed Ajit for details, His story began to fall apart. Statements became inconsistent, riddled with gaps and contradictions. Digging deeper, they uncovered a dark history of family disputes. Priyanka's brother revealed a long-standing property feud between Ajit and Anurag. The family owned 100 acres of ancestral land, burdened by a $25,000 agricultural loan that both brothers were supposed to repay equally. But Ajit's lower income often left him struggling, prompting him to propose selling his share of the land. Anurag and their mother, Savitri Devi, staunchly opposed this idea, leading to frequent clashes. The post-mortem revealed yet another bombshell. The bullet wound on Anurag's head couldn't have been self-inflicted. The shot was fired from a distance, proof that someone else pulled the trigger. Then came an even more chilling detail. When neighbors tried to borrow Ajit's car keys to rush the injured children to the hospital, he deliberately delayed for 30 agonizing minutes, as though ensuring they wouldn't survive. Piece by piece, the evidence mounted against Ajit. Finally, under intense interrogation, he broke down and confessed. What he revealed was more horrifying than anyone could have imagined. Ajit's frustrations had been simmering for years. While Anurag's family lived in prosperity, with a steady income, valuable land, and a lavish lifestyle, Ajit struggled to make ends meet. His earnings were drained by medical expenses, his children's education, and loan repayments. The refusal to sell the land was the final blow, fueling a deep-seated resentment that led to a chilling plan. On May 11th, 2024, Ajit learned that Anurag's family was visiting the village. Under the guise of normalcy, he dropped his wife and daughters at her parents' house and returned to the ancestral home with a sinister plan. That night, Ajit decided to end the feud forever. He first crept to the terrace where Priyanka was. Without hesitation, he shot her in the forehead and struck her with a hammer to ensure she was dead. The noise woke the children, who ran upstairs. In a desperate bid to silence them, Ajit killed them too. He then went to Anurag, who was unconscious from drinking, and shot him point blank. Their mother, Savitri Devi, came running at the sound of the gunshot. But to Ajit, she was just another obstacle. He struck her fatally with the hammer. Ajit's confession revealed a staggering depth of greed and betrayal. All for property and wealth, he killed his own brother, sister-in-law, their 3 innocent children, and even his mother. This was the harrowing truth behind the Sitapur murder case. A tale of greed so blinding that it shattered a family. What lessons do you take from this chilling story? Share your thoughts in the comments below.